Hey guys, we're going to get into this interview that Mena did with Carlosking. We're going to get deep into this interview and really expose some things about Mena. But first, let's get into our intro and then we're going to jump right in to the video clip and then we're going to break this thing down.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm going to bring up the news. The video clip, and please just pay attention. I thought it would be best to actually show you guys the clip because you actually have to see it for yourself, just to see how she reverts to high pitched voice, low pitched voice. She's crying, then she's tough. Something is not right here. So go ahead, watch this video clip, and then we're going to come back for our commentary piece.
Room is the monkey comment with Spice. And what we saw were the two of you with Shakana at a restaurant. You leaned in, tried to give her a kiss. She rejected it a little bit. Y'all sit down. Words started to fly. She made a comment about your son doesn't like you. And your face what was gone. When you talk about how that relationship was so far sucked the life out of you, I think we all saw how that comment sucked the life out of you to the point where it appeared that you weren't there anymore. And
switched.
You flip this table and you charge at her, and in the midst of that, you refer to her as a monkey.
Outside.
Explain to us what was going on in that moment.
There's a lot that happened inside that establishment that wasn't edited out. So when I flipped the table up, Spice got up and fell flat on her face because of all the food. Next thing you know, security, all of that stuff, mayhem comes, I get back on one of the couches and I start throwing shit at her. I wasn't done. So eventually they take me outside, okay? I'm outside at first, talking with producers. Why she keep coming for my son, Next thing you know, she comes to the window where I'm standing at and is lifting up the blinds, banging on the window. Next thing you know, I see she putting her ass in the window. So between the banging and her putting her ass, right then and there, I'm like, oh, this bitch is taunting me. After what she just said, she's taunting me. And she's still yelling, yes, that's why your son hates her, that's why your son. And the only reason why I heard that is because as this is going on, the door of the establishment, this is where she's standing, I'm standing here, and there's a door. So the door of the establishment keeps coming out because of cameras, and people and security that are trying to balance out what's inside. So I hear her inside yelling, your son hits you, that's why your son hits you, while she's banging on the window, throwing her ass up. And honestly, it wasn't anything but her banging on the window and her putting her ass reminded me of that in that moment. Not a race, an individual. Her, the way she's bantering me from inside, putting her ass and banging. So what do you think? You're an animal. Was it the wrong choice of animal? Yes. But in that moment, I felt completely violated by a woman that I really respected. I respected Spice so much. She actually came on Atlanta around the same time as me. I related to her because of how we hustle and bustle. And our babies, we gotta sacrifice so much time away from them to do that. It's a common story me and her have. It's something I've always related to her with from the time I met her. I thought it was always so great, especially because I've been there. You're flying, like your kids in Jamaica doing this, and you're flying here, like the way I used to do for New York, to provide and start a new life, a new chapter. And, you know, so it was very relatable to me, which is why, regardless of what we were going to sit down and talk about, I gave her that respect and giving her, yeah, well, and I like respecting her. Anybody I respect, I love, I always give kisses. It's just so. You know what's crazy, Carlos, is that when I first found out about Spice being in a hospital, I found out from really good friends of mine that live in Jamaica. And for a while, I'm like, when I first found out, I received the message, I'm like, what's going on? Now, obviously, no one knows that she's in DR or anything like that. So it was something I'm new to. I'm like, what's going on? Da, da, da. So I start calling Carly Red. She doesn't pick up. Next thing you know, I call Sierra and Bambi, and we're on 3A. I'm like, yo, I just heard something's not good with Spice, blah, 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 blah. But I say all that to say, in that moment, when she mentioned my son, I was so thrown off, because just months prior, when I found out about her and her situation, you know who was the first thing I thought about? Do you want to guess?
Her kids?
Her kids. Her kids. God forbid something happens to her kids. That's something I think about on my own. So it's just so to me. Here's this woman that's attacking me for the same things that we're so common about. At the same time, it's like, I just thought about her kids and like, God forbid, like what happens knowing she's a provider, knowing that that's all they have. God forbid something really happened to that woman, it's her kids. But I know the information, well, the person that made her feel comfortable enough to even speak on it, you know what I'm saying? Should have never made you feel that comfortable, especially coming from a man that you know is just as bad as your baby daddy. Probably worse. Spice doesn't have the healthiest relationship with her kid's father, just like I don't have mine. So you're taking information from somebody that you know has been dog walking me and now wants to change the narrative on something he created for himself. So, you know, she's calling him, telling him, oh, she's saying you're not paying child support and this, that, and the third. And oh, well, that's why her son don't like her. So da da da, whatever. And right then and there is when I realized, oh, you're using Safari's information or whatever. I instantly knew. But my whole point is, you're using information from a man that you know, it's no secret, not to really be trusted and is manipulative and whatever. Just like your kid's father. So you're using this information to attack me, but here I am, like in the same boat as you. We are so similar. The only difference is the obvious. But everything else.
Okay, guys, let's get into the commentary piece. This interview it gave so many things that I could not just break it down in one video. So this is the thing, and let's just put this out on the forefront. The reason why Erica is so triggered by people saying that her son does not like her is for two reasons. Your son, boo boo, do not like you, and you are triggered because it is true. Number two, you yourself feel as though you were a horrible mother to him. you are triggered by that as well, because there is no way that you are triggered by a lie. So let's put that on the forefront. So until you deal with those issues surrounding how you feel about being a mother to your child, and however your child feels about you, you will forever live in this moment, which is going to be a bad moment because somebody going to whoop that ass. You going to throw a table and going to get your ass whooped. So you might want to go get help for that. So let's jump into this interview. She said she gave this interview to basically say her piece and basically let people know that she's not a racist. After hearing this interview, sweetheart, we don't even like you even more. You gave no accountability. First of all, you are gloating at the fact that you said that Spice fell on her face, and that is why she is really mad. Well, we didn't see that. So the fact that you're throwing it out there, you're gloating about it. So a person that wants to come out and put their cards on the table does not speak in that manner, okay? So you continue to say in this interview that basically she is mad because she fell on her face. Then you say in the interview and you acknowledge that basically, wait a minute. Let me make sure I got my notes correctly. Okay. You say that you continue to throw things at her because you were not done. So, this is a lady that just recently came out of surgery. Not only did she fall on her face, as you stated, you continue to throw things at her, which is what you said. This is what you said. So you continue to throw things at her. Keep in mind, you're in a restaurant, so throwing things could be cups, silverware, salt and pepper shakers, all things that can definitely hurt somebody. So you were so angry. You not only did you flip a table on somebody that fell on their face, as you say, you continue to throw things. Okay, let's keep that where it needs to be. Also, in this interview, you took no accountability and basically said the monkey comment was something that Spice did not know, but the producers told her. Again, that is no accountability because it seems almost that you would have liked if they would have kept it between the two of you guys. Okay. Then you say that Spice went to the window and was basically giving you her ass to kiss, in which she should. You flipped the table on her. You claimed she fell on her face. You were throwing things at her, but you felt like her patting her ass on the window, that was taunting you. You are sounding very much like a Karen. All of the things you did in this one instant, the fact that she went to the window and was patting her behind at you, you said you felt as though she were taunting you. Again, you take no responsibility for anything that you did. But the one thing she did to you, you feel like she taunted you, which makes absolutely no sense. Again, the issue is you and your poor parenting that you have provided to one of your children. And I know that it's poor parenting because there is no reason you would be mad. That is like somebody saying a lie, or you don't get mad at it. You laugh at it. You may not even pay it any attention. But the fact that you are so triggered is because it's a true statement. Okay. Then you say the way that Spice was behaving reminded you of a monkey. You basically said that maybe you shouldn't have chose that animal, but the way that she was acting reminded you of a monkey. Did you ever think that the way that you were acting maybe reminded yourself of a monkey? Because you are the one that created this chaos. You are the one that flipped the table. You are the one that is throwing things. So this is something that you created, but you don't seem to see that. You are basically saying the way that she acted reminded you of a monkey. And then you said you felt violated. But this is starting to be a little funny because How is it that you feel violated with all of the things that you did in that one sitting? Okay. Then you lie as if you were concerned about Spice being in the hospital, but you fail to realize you had already admitted in that sitting when you were speaking to her that you were mad because Safari was upset and thought that if she died, that he would, he was sad about it and didn't know what he would do. But then you thought about yourself and said, well, when I was in a hospital, you didn't feel that way about me, which really had no connection to you. So you definitely didn't give a F about her. And the fake crying that you're doing with Carlos is full of SHI, and you know the rest. Erica, you are a liar, girl, and you don't give a flying F about Spice, okay? Um, and the fake crying that you're doing. Did you forget that in that same situation, you told this woman that she should have died? So I'm very confused as to what the hell is going on in this interview. You went on and on and on as if you were a victim in this particular situation. And the interview didn't get better, it actually got worse. And most times, Carlos just sit there and listen to you because I think mentally he was trying to process what the hell was going on. This interview was very triggering for me, for the fact that you would go on a black platform. And I wasn't going to watch it. And I said, I'm going to go ahead and watch it because I'm, blogging about these things. But the fact that you would go and sit on another black man's, platform and still play in his face about this bullshit nonsense. You took no accountability for anything. You blamed Yandysmith. You blame Mona Scott. You blame production. You blame Rashida. You even brought this woman's husband in and then start talking about her husband, which is very disrespectful. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments based on that video clip that I showed you. In fact, I wish I wouldn't have ever watched it. I would have hoped that you would have had some common sense to actually come on here and take some accountability. But Erica Mena, you are the true monkey and you look really stupid. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you all in the next video.